Kenshi, a game of nearly unlimited possibilities. Such a game is an almost one-to-one emulation of the real world. You starve, you become poor, you lose limbs, you lose friends. There are positives though. You can pick yourself up and do something about it. You can extend a bridge of light in this dark, cruel world. You can be the one that fixes it. But will you? Will you stand as a sole survivor through the trials of fire and steel? Or will you succumb to fear and weakness like the rest of them? Welcome to part 3 of my ongoing Kenshi challenge series. That challenge is whether or not I can successfully eradicate every faction in Kenshi using my army. Let's get straight into the video. Deb's loss wasn't one we'll soon forget. She was innocent and weak. She had potential, but it was squandered and wasted by those rat bastards starving bandits. The time for revenge would come, but now we needed to mourn. At least we would let Sandy mourn. This time is okay. It's not your fault. It totally is her fault. She plucked the teeth out of Deb's jaw hole so she could have something to remember her by. As their supernatural guide, I would have suggested a burial, but I don't think you can do that in Kenshi. Rest in rip, Deb. Your sacrifice didn't mean shit, but you were a hell of a dog. To get our mind off things, we finished building a few things. Those being the stone processor, the level 2 research table, a storage depot, some windmills, a shop counter, and a light. We also built a small barracks for those weak enough to sleep. I teased my troops by placing down blueprints for beds, and split the team into 2 groups. The branch of heroes and the branch of defense. The heroes were composed of Phil, Kang, and Sandy. I just have them together because they are the original trio. Not only that, but also because on the other team was Orin, Spade, and Logan. I feel they're pretty well balanced. 2 Shek and 1 human is pretty close to the power rating that 1 Shek, 1 decently skilled human, and 1 useless Sandy hold. With 2 separate branches, the first order of business was to grow our army just a couple inches. Any more and it would hurt. There is such a thing as too much. With this goal written down on a sticky note because I misplaced my mind that day, we headed back to the hub where dreams come true. The mine is so close to his shop, it's almost painful. Making money would be no problem. I've got plenty of able-bodied people and even a couple able-minded people too. Not Sandy though. She's in La La Land for the vast majority of her existence. On the way to the hub, Phil spotted an animal trader, and this one sold animals. Phil was super excited, motivated even, to keep a bone dog alive longer than Sandy did. His name is Shredder Cheese, with a Z. Sandy would have named it something lame like Flower or Sunshine, so Shredder Cheese with a Z would definitely work in this post-apocalyptic environment. We got to the hub after purchasing Shredder Cheese with a Z, and the branch of defense was already at work. This is the mining segment that I will be cutting out of the video. While Phil and Orin mined, I made Shredder Cheese with a Z run some laps around the hub to increase his athletic skill, which was at a whopping nothing. His age was 0 with a Z, so it makes sense. I got bored watching the heroes mine, so I sent Sandy to assault a passing group of Garu. The plan was to lead them into town and have the townspeople put their swords real deep inside. Once they died, I would reach up in there and take all the meat that I could fit into one U-Haul. It didn't really work and Sandy got humbled real bad. She's certainly lucky she's got a good group of friends to look out for her. Now, if she happened to lose a limb, like a leg, she'd be completely fucked, and not in the romantical way. While I was in the process of revitalizing Sandy, some of my favorite pieces of shit rolled up to the party, and boy did they look like they wanted a fight. The hungry bandits were here, and things were about to get real. Real stupid, that is. My focus has mainly been on grinding for money. Strength in combat was more of a secondary goal. I wasn't really prepared to fight groups of people just yet. Scared for my dog's life, I sent him uphill to the safety of the town bar. Bars are some of the safest places to send your child, so keep that in mind. I sent Orin's group to aid Phil in the battle. Kang was a little tunnel-sighted on his job, but he eventually joined in too. Of course they sent their numbers right up Phil and Kang's ass. Man, there were a lot of them. Meanwhile, Orin's squad joined in the fight. Logan, now with a weapon, was showing me I probably should have got him a sword for Christmas because friendly fire was indeed in his vocabulary. I tried repositioning him and noticed that Phil, the brick wall he is, had been knocked and his duo was having 90s cranked on him. Phil doesn't go down without a fight. He was determined to get back up, but I suggested while the enemy was distracted, taking their turn fucking Orin, that maybe he should heal himself just a little bit before going back outside to play. In this mosh pit of macaroni, only one thing was missing, and that one thing is cheese with a Z. Shredder came out of the dog factory without a brain, so I wasn't confused at all when I saw this zero-age pup come running down the hill to nibble on the toenails of those who smote us. I told him to stay up that hill. All you gotta do is scream at him sometimes. He hightailed it out of there to safety once again, while the adults talked things over. By talk things over, I mean have their limbs taken off with swords. That's right. Everyone, let's get a round of applause for Sandy, because she's now officially part of the disabled community. Good job, champ. It wasn't easy. At this point in the fight, Phil and Logan are our only standing soldiers. Get it? Standing? Because Sandy can't? Because her leg is gone? The only one who has a chance here is nobody. I mean, there are still 13 bandits left, and Logan is over here fondling them. Yes, Phil is still alive and all, but he's not winning this. In most fights, I just try to make sure my units live to fight another day. Logan went down, and after the bandits came back to make sure we got the message, we took advantage of some nomadic traders' distraction of the bandits and healed during a regroup. One of the bandits came over to see what all the whining was about, and remembered what their tribe just did to us. Unfortunately for them, we had enough of their crap, and we put the clapping on him. Once the threat had passed, or more like been dealt with, we moved uphill to sell our collection of current able rock. A few things were sold, and I bought everybody a Big Mac from McDonald's. We all found a bed and rested to bring our health back quicker, except Sandy because she lost her leg and it's gone forever. During the night, Shredder Cheese with a Z practiced running. On his jog, he looked for Sandy's leg. He was getting a bit hungry, but sadly, he couldn't find it. He ran around all night. He made some friends, but most importantly, peak dog gameplay. He got bored and attacked a baby goat. Understandably, this upset Kang and Sandy, but honestly, what the hell are you gonna do, Sandy? Your leg no worky. Shredder Cheese with a Z didn't know the goat belonged to the nomad traders, and he's super extra sorry, cross his heart, and hopes to die. I hope he means it because he's in a world of hurt. The guards in town must really like the nomad traders because they all started attacking this tiny little puppy who didn't even really do anything. Logan somehow got involved, but I sent his ass back to sleep and the problem went away. For him anyway. It still wanted a piece of Shredder Cheese with a Z, and boy howdy, it got some. Now knocked out, I don't have a single member that's not trying to heal. What could possibly go wrong so long as everyone stays in healing stasis? Just then, something started going wrong. The ninja were attacking the traders for attacking me. These guards are so two-faced. Honestly, I wasn't trying to provoke a faction war. Not yet anyways. Nobody was at the mercy of the ninja. The bone dogs, the cow things, and the caravan guards were all being fruit ninja'd right in the center of town. In a moment I cooked, and an idea struck me across my brain. I could let the ninja kill the pack cow thingies, and I could come in and steal the meat. It would keep Shredder Cheese with a Z fed for a little while. Looking back over the footage while editing this, I realized the pack I picked up could have been opened and searched. What the hell is wrong with me? I also realized that the traders weren't nomad, they were the ninja. Anyways, back to the story. As it turns out, people don't like it when you come into their town and start fights with local businessmen. Orin was being knocked around left, right, and center. Spade came in to service her wounds and we got even more hate from the ops and they knocked her out. Phil came in to rescue them and put them in timeout for being so naughty. A few days passes and my fellows get all nice and healed up. Well, everybody except for Sandy. That leg ain't coming back, girl. We built up a good pension and I knew exactly what I would do with it. It was about time for yet another expansion. This was hardly a small militia. It was time to turn this party into a proper private military. Orin and Spade headed westward, or wherever Squin is. They left to collect some hired troops. Due to recent complications in the hub, Orin had a bounty on her head, so she wasn't allowed in the city. I'm not 100% sure on how that works, but I didn't want to risk it, so I sent her to watch from afar in the bushes, while Spade would put on her big girl pants and confront some strangers. She would give them cash, and in turn, much like our government, they would give her the rights to their souls. After being searched, Spade walked into the town bar and made a few purchases. A few in-game hours later, and we leave the town of Squin with Rigby, Rain the Giant, who is apparently a main character, Ruka, Hep, and Medic, who is a medic. Thus, the end of this episode is here. Sorry if it felt too long since last upload, I really do mean to get these out a lot sooner. But with most things, life gets in the way. I come home from work too tired to work on my videos. Most days I get an hour or so done, then I have to go to work. Time is a resource I don't get back, and unfortunately, a resource I waste a lot of. I will be extra motivated if you could drop by my Patreon page and give me support. There's one tier right now, $2 a month. I don't want to beg, so I'll put a link in my video's description and channel's description. I also have a Discord now. Your joining would also give me plenty of motivation. We have a few members now, but hopefully it'll be bustling soon enough. If you liked the video or learned anything, leave a like. If you didn't enjoy the video or learn anything, you don't have to leave a like. My name is Past Normal. Have a great day.